double dipping. We have a lot of articles down there about it. How is that possible? You're basically getting paid twice as much to work. You're not retired. If you're still working, why are you collecting a pension? It's just not right, in my personal opinion. Now, let's get to the next fact. So, well, John, these have to be good because they don't get Social Security like people, you know, in a regular system, private system, you know, they're getting their pension. How many people really have pensions anymore for many companies? How many people stay with one company anymore? How are people's 401ks doing out there? Are you kidding me? And let's go back to the overtime thing before I forget. Because here's the thing with the overtime thing. When you're paying people 100,000 plus in overtime, or just it's insane numbers, why do we have overtime? When I was a lawyer and I worked in my first year law firm, I worked you know, something over 3,000. I think it was like, and I may have it's wrong, I think it was like 32 to 3,400 hours. Something crazy. You know what I got paid? I got paid what my salary was. That's what I got paid. Okay? I didn't get overtime and stuff like that. You know? I mean, to me, when we have massive unemployment here in California, don't you think we could hire another firefighter or another police person or two to work that? Don't you think we could do that? I'm not saying, I mean, that we don't need a little overtime. To me, it just seems a little egregious. There are things a lot of people that would want those jobs. I don't think that's right. But let's go back here to the Social Security. So they don't pay into Social Security. Well, guess what? I've paid into Social Security a lot of money. And I don't expect to see a dime of it. I haven't seen a dime of it yet, and I don't expect to ever see a dime of it. And guess what? When you run your own business, you pay both sides of Social Security. Okay? So not only do I pay 7.5% as an employee, I pay the other 7.5% as an employer. I'm paying 15%. Okay? And a lot of other small business owners, which is the heart of the job creators, are doing it too. I would love to not have to pay into Social Security because I don't believe I'm ever going to see it. That's 15% tax on me, dude. Okay? And a lot of other people out there too. But let's go to the last one. It'd be one thing if they contributed a lot to their own plan, if they don't pay Social Security. Guess what they contribute? This is one place I put down there. One model I made up, and I'm not even going to name the city because it's like whatever. But I have it listed down there in the links. If you're a public safety person, you have a mandatory 4% pay-in. 4%. So I did this model, and I'm going to put it up here. I'm probably voicing over this right now. If you're, let's say, firefighter X, and you start out your career, and you're making $50,000 a year for the first 5 years, in this municipality, you retire in 25 years. So you make $50,000 for the first 5 years. You're paying $2,000 a year, or $10,000 over the life of those 5 years. In the next 5 years, you make $75,000. That's $15,000 for those next 5 years. $100,000 for the next 5 years. You pay $20,000 in for those 5 years. Then you go to $150,000 and you're paying $30,000 in for the next 5 years. Now you're up to 20 years. Now for the last 5 years, you made whatever, you know, some high-ranking thing or higher-ranking thing, or you've got seniority, and you're making $200,000 a year, and you make that from years 20 to 25. So you're paying $40,000 in, 4%, right, into your for the whole 5 years, into your pension plan. If you add that all up over the life of that firefighter's career, he or she is paid in $115,000. I say, hey John, it's a lot of money. Well, guess what? The first year out, if I have this math right, if it's anything like California, we get 90% of your benefits last year. This doesn't include, you know, pension spiking, pay spiking. The first year out, you've already gotten almost twice your money back. That's the first year out, and you're retired. If again, probably at 46, 50. This system is completely broken. And if that person lives 30 years, if they live to 76, 80, 85, if they live 30 years after they retire, that's $6 million in hard cash payout. That, in my personal opinion, is like winning the lottery. It can't work. It's broken. It's over. There's no way. And who knows if that firefighter X has a college degree or anything like that. I mean, and that doesn't include the Cadillac health benefits. That doesn't include double dipping. That doesn't include any of that. It's out of control. It's out of control. You know, this just can't happen anymore. Paul, give us some comments to wrap up here, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
We are not anti-working man. We are absolutely for people.
We grew up in blue-collar
that are working, hard-working people. The situation is this: America as a whole is facing a budget crunch. The economy is not what it once was. Some of that has to do with global factors. Some of it has to do with cyclical factors. Everybody has got to tighten his or her belt right now. For any group of people, anybody, to assert that their stack of the pie, their stack of chips, doesn't get lowered while everybody else's does, just doesn't make any sense. And it does not pass a logic test, and that's what we're discussing here.
There's no doubt about it. And to wrap this up very, very quickly, you sent me something that Michelle Malkin put up, and she does great work. We love Michelle. And it's listed down there. I believe the average Wisconsin teacher makes something like $51,000. In some places it's much more, in other places it's less, whatever like that. Think about that, $51,000. Oh, John, the teachers are so important in the kids. Yeah, the teachers are important, but guess what? You don't, I believe, it may be different over there. I don't think you even have to have a college degree to be a teacher. I mean, I'm not trying to be a punk, and I know the teachers do great. I didn't learn anything in high school or any other grade that I didn't teach myself. Honestly. Now, yeah, okay, I'm a super genius, maybe that's different, but I'm sorry. I mean, look, we're paying more out in schools than I believe anywhere else in the world. Our test scores are in the bottom. You can't fire a lot of these teachers. You know, there's all kinds of problems they have in it. First in, last out, sorry, last in, first out, all this type of stuff. You know, this model's broken. You can watch, whether it's Dreaming for Superman or whatever that movie is, you know, all this type of stuff. You know, Waiting for Superman. You know, it's broken. But here's the more fundamental point. I know doctors, lawyers, and all kinds of other people that aren't making that kind of money. It's you know, $50,000. Yeah, it's a part-time job. You only work 180 days out of the year. That's half the year. Okay? That's half the year. Small business owner X works every day. Every other day. Small business woman Y works all the time too. They might do a 70-hour work week. Not I'll get there at 8 o'clock. I have a whole period off. I have lunch off. I have 10 minutes after every period off. I mean, you're only working, what, 8 to 3 as a teacher? Are you kidding me? I know people that are farmers that are working, you know, 5 to 7 at night. I know, you know, all kinds of people that are working crazy hours. It's out of control. It's out of control. It's simple as that. And then when this governor asked for a little bit of help, Chris Christie asked for a little bit of help, no way. And they're out in the streets while the kids are home not learning. I don't think it's right. I hope we've given you some good information here, something to think about. I want to thank you guys. I want you, if you like this video, please rate it high. Subscribe above, comment below. I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with me? How do we solve this? What do you think is going to happen next? What should Obama do? What should the Republicans in Congress do? What should these governors do? For Conservative New Media, I am John. That is Paul. We're Conservative New Media, and we'll see you next time.